Hey fellow adjusters, it's Daniel the Adjuster, and I'm here with another short little video for you just to answer some questions. I know you guys have thought about, what do I do when it slows down in the winter? Well, stick around because I'm going to talk to you about what to do in the winter months when adjusting slows down. Stick around, we'll be right back. All right, thanks for joining me, and make sure that you guys like and follow my videos. If you want more content, I'm here to explain to you how to be an adjuster. And I certainly want you guys to be up to date on those items that I go over with in each and every video. Now, stick around to the end. I got a special video that I'm gonna share with you to make you the best adjuster, so don't forget to stick around. So, what do you do on a day when there's nothing going on, the claims have slowed down? For me personally, I might get 1 or 2 a day. These are daily claims. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I just wonder, sometimes you can get a little stressful. I remember the first times when I was an adjuster here and work was not popping in like I thought, and I was like, did I make the wrong decision? Oh my goodness. I was worried about work. I was worried about if I was going to be able to provide for my family. I just want you to know that that's just part of the ebb and flow of the business of insurance. So think about it. There's a person out there, not every day does their dishwasher blow up and cause water damage. Not every day does their washing machine overflow. And not every day is there a hailstorm or a windstorm. So think of it kind of like as the storm, just as storms come by. We have 4 or 5 days of sun, and then we might get a little thunderstorm that comes in and brings some weather. That's kind of how the system works with insurance adjusting, is it kind of comes and goes. So when we have a storm, we're super busy. Hailstorm, they're rare occurrences, but hey, once or twice a year, those do pop in and give us tons of work. Same thing it goes. When those storms are slow, then we know that we'll eventually see somebody with the dishwasher break. We'll see somebody with the washing machine overflow. We'll see somebody that gets their house broken into. I mean, these are casual, everyday occurrences that occur all over the area. One of the things that a lot of people ask me is they go, well, I don't have that much going on in my area. Well, that's the problem. You have to be willing to drive more during those slow times. Just a couple days ago, I was driving almost 2 hours to a claim. Yeah, I hate doing it, and in a busy season, I would turn that claim down because I would say it's just gonna take too much of my time. I don't have the time to drive. But in the slow times, they know you've got time. They're gonna give you a little broader area. So don't be cringing when those claims come in, because you'll be thankful for them when the time is slow. Another thing that I do when I'm slow is I check on my licenses to make sure that they're up to date. I want to make sure that I'm current. If I got one coming up that needs renewing, I'll go ahead and NIPR it. That's www.nipr.com, and just check on my statuses of my licenses. Now, for you guys who are saying, I don't want to have to constantly check on that, I use a service called Circon. And Circon has actually a monthly service or a yearly service that they keep track of my licenses. And then they send me a little reminder in the email saying, yeah, you got one coming up due. And then I can just pop in, renew it, and be done real quick. I don't have to look at the site every time. They just send me the email letting me know about my licenses. Check it out. Great place to keep track of your licenses. Another thing that I would also recommend doing in the off times is making sure that your maintenance on your vehicle is up to date. Check your tires, check your inspections, do any of your routine maintenance. There's lots of things. Oil changes that do come up about once every 3 months. My car is a synthetic oil, so it's about every 6 months. Keep track of all those. The last thing you want to do is have an inspection due right in the middle of hail season when you're slammed busy and you don't have 5 minutes to sit around, and then you got to sit for an hour at an inspection station. So no, thank you, don't want to do it. Same thing with getting your licenses renewed, driver's license. any of those things that are going to require you to go into an office, you definitely want to keep track of those so that you don't have to go and do that during the busy season. Another thing I want to check on also is my gear. I've got a cat box, is what I call it. Cat box is basically a tub that I wrote cat on it, and that's for my catastrophe stuff if I was to go to a storm. And it's going to have all my backup items in it. It's going to have extra batteries, my shoe pads for my cougar paws, extra chalk, harness in there. I'll have an extra clipboard just in case mine breaks, because I write everything on a clipboard. I use that for a flat edge to tell whether something is warped. Extra pencils. I use a clicky pencil, so I make sure I have extra lead. A whole pack of those you can get at Sam's with the pencils in it, and some extra lead. They're pretty cheap. Extra rope, I have one in there. I have an extra carbiners that I use in case they break. I mean, it's literally everything that you could think about for extras I keep in this bin. And the reason why that is that so that if I was ever called on a catastrophe, I don't have to go to the garage or look all over the place for all this stuff. I just grab my cat bin and I'm ready to go. I literally grab my tool belt, my cat bin, throw it all in the car, and I'm ready to go in an hour. So I always keep that kind of up to date, making sure that you're, if you're running out of chalk, order some more. If you got some cougar paw pads, I always keep an extra 2 of those, one on the boot that's in good shape, and then 2 extras, so that when I get to my last one, as soon as I put my last cougar paw on, that's the bottom of the boot, you peel off and put back on a little Velcro, I order my next 3. So I always keep 3 available, knowing that there's one good one on the boot and 2 extras, always for those backups, because the last thing you want to do is get onto a roof and not have the proper protection there. Check your ladders. This are the things to do. Sometimes your ladders will wear out. I've got one I've had a long time, and instead of being straight up and down, it's a folding ladder. It actually overextends a little bit, so it's actually bent. So that means the pins in it are worn out. It's due for a replacement. So that would be something that I'll look into this winter about replacing that as well. The winter months, you're coming up to tax season, okay? So you want to maybe be preparing all your receipts, getting ready for tax season, organizing your receipts and expenses. Everything that you spend on the road is expensible and basically tax deductible for you as an independent adjuster. So don't ever forget to add those things in. If I stop for a snack, or if I stop for gas, if I stop for food while I'm out of town, all of those receipts can be kept and organized into tax deductible parts for me to help my business to not have to pay as much income tax. Hey, if you guys find anything interesting in here, make sure you like and follow my videos. Also leave me a comment. I've been getting a lot of really great comments and questions about what I'm doing as an adjuster, and I certainly can use some more questions, because I love to feed those answers off of videos, because that helps a lot more than just the one person that was asking the question. So don't forget to do that. And also, I can't help but explain to you this bonus that I was going to tell you about. It's my macro videos. Long awaited for. I mentioned this before, but I have a macro video that explains what macros are. But when you're writing estimates, it's really convenient to have some pre-made estimate items. Meaning that if I'm replacing the baseboard, the drywall, let's say I'm painting the room, maybe I'm painting the crown, I've got some cabinet work, maybe I'm taking down a light fixture, then I'm masking everything. Maybe even got some floor items already added to that. Well, that turns out to be a good 25 to 30 line items in an estimate. And what I've done is I've saved that all into one macro, which is basically an item that labels this item as baseboard, paint, flooring, drywall repair. And I just have a quick little description of it in the line, and then I just click on that when I'm ready to put it in, those items, and it drops those 25 items into my estimate. The only thing I have to do next is change the numbers. Say I only had a 10 square foot of drywall instead of the 5 that might be in the macro. So I just change that little number. Same thing with the flooring that may have been removed by the remediation team. Maybe they took 10 feet out and I have in there the floor minus 20. So I just have to change it and say floor minus 10. These are things that are very helpful. I put together a whole list of those in the 7 or 8 years that I've been an adjuster, and put it all together in a macro set for you that you can purchase it. Please go to my website and you'll be able to click on that link and buy those. It will make you a better adjuster. Saves you a ton of time, and it'll help you with the learning process if you're a new adjuster. So, as you are putting together all the things that you do in the summer and the winter time, just know that the slowdown will occur in the winter time. Don't be afraid of it, just be prepared, and you'll be the best adjuster out there. This is Daniel, the adjuster, signing off with another helpful hint. See ya!